This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. And we start off today with the one thing that everyone in the world seems to be talking about, Trump's tariffs. Obviously, we're only going to look at the ones that impact the auto industry, but that impact will likely be massive. Yesterday, the president confirmed that he's adding a 25% tariff on all imported vehicles and components coming into the U.S. For vehicles imported from Canada and Mexico, the tariffs will apply only to the non-U.S. content. For components imported from Canada and Mexico, nothing changes until U.S. Customs can figure out how to process the tariffs on the non-U.S. content. To offset the impact on consumers, the president said he wants to let car buyers deduct the interest they pay on car loans from their income taxes. But that's legislation that still needs to get passed. And it looks like all this tariff uncertainty has hit the stock prices of German automakers really hard. Volkswagen is down 16% over the last week, Mercedes is down 11%, BMW almost 15%, and Porsche is down by 14%. Bloomberg reports that Volkswagen stopped all rail shipments of cars from Mexico and is holding all imports from Europe at ports. VW also told its dealers it's going to start applying import fees to the cars that they buy. And as we reported yesterday, Mercedes is considering stopping shipments of the GLA, the least expensive crossover that it sells in the US. And now everyone is wondering how much car prices are going to go up. But so far, it looks like a guessing game. Cox Automotive predicts that car prices will go up across the board by 2.8%. Black Book says they'll go up by 5%, while Morgan Stanley says it will be 11 to 12%. What automakers are likely going to do is spread the cost of the tariffs across all of their vehicles, to spread the pain, so to speak. And by the way, on Autoline After Hours later today, here's what the main topic will be. As the CEO of a car company or supplier, how do you deal with the tariffs? What's the plan? What's the strategy? We're going to have Edgar Fowler, the chief economist from the Center for Automotive Research, on the show, and Paul Eisenstein from Headlight.News will also be on. So we invite you to join John and Gary when the show goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today.
There's nothing wrong with heavy metal.
Hey, lighten up.
But with world-class composite material, Teijin Automotive Technologies makes vehicles lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly.
Tesla's first quarter sales were the lowest in nearly 3 years. The EV maker sold a little under 337,000 vehicles globally in the first 3 months of the year, which is down 13% compared to a year ago. Analysts point to the backlash against Elon Musk politics, increased competition, and the changeover to the new Model Y. Tesla's stock dipped after it reported sales, but it rallied after reports surfaced that Musk will soon step down from his role in the Trump administration. However, the White House denied that report and said that Musk will stay on until his work is complete. But Tesla wasn't the only EV maker that struggled in the first quarter. Rivian delivered just over 8,600 vehicles, down 36% compared to a year ago, and its production outpaced its sales by a wide margin. Rivian built more than 14,600 vehicles in the first quarter. The company said it did anticipate the lower deliveries in Q1 due to quote-unquote seasonality and increased competition. But despite the Q1 drop in sales, Rivian reaffirmed its annual delivery forecast of 46,000 to 51,000 vehicles. Meanwhile, Lucid had a strong first quarter. The EV startup delivered 3,109 vehicles, up 58% compared to last year, a likely benefit from the introduction of the Gravity SUV. But despite the big boost in sales, Lucid estimates that its first quarter revenue came in between $232 and $236 million, which is below Wall Street estimates of $256 million. But no other EV maker is having sales success like BYD right now. It delivered just under 416,400 pure electric vehicles in the first quarter, which is nearly 80,000 more than Tesla, and it's the second consecutive quarter that BYD has outsold Tesla in BEVs. And according to Counterpoint Research, BYD is projected to overtake Tesla in global BEV sales this year. It forecasts that BYD's global BEV market share will be 15.7% in 2025 compared to 15.3% for Tesla. Hyundai revealed the all-new version of its NEXO fuel cell vehicle that hits the market around the world before the end of the year. The design is based around the Initium concept that the company debuted last year, and the vehicle is longer, wider, and taller than before, which helps provide more interior space. The front seat area of the interior is highlighted by a large curved display screen, and you may also notice a couple of screens at each end of the dash for the camera-based side view mirror system. Hyundai made a number of upgrades to the powertrain system as well. Power output of the fuel cell stack increased 16%. It got a new, more powerful electric motor, the power electronics were improved, and output of the battery doubled. When you put that all together, the new NEXO now produces 190 kilowatts, or nearly 255 horsepower, instead of 130 kilowatts, or about 175 horsepower like before. That lowers the 0 to 100 kilometer an hour time, which is roughly the same as 0 to 60, from 9.2 seconds down to 7.8. Another benefit of the system upgrades are that Hyundai says the new NEXO will now have the ability to tow, with its capacity topping out at 1,000 kilograms, or about 2,200 pounds. And lastly, an ever so slight increase in tank capacity also does two things. One, Hyundai is expecting an increased range of 700 kilometers, or about 435 miles. And two, you can power devices that plug into a standard electrical outlet on the side of the vehicle for longer periods of time. And in other Hyundai news, the automaker refreshed the look of the all-electric IONIQ 6 sedan. The design of the front end is a little more simplistic with new thin headlamps, and there's some slight tweaks to the interior as well. Hyundai added a new sportier looking N-line model, and it looks like it teased the full-blown IONIQ 6N in the background of one of the pictures. And let's stay with the Hyundai group for another moment, but switching over to Genesis. The Korean luxury brand revealed two new concept cars that we think make a pretty big design statement, even though they're based around the existing G90 sedan. But instead of four doors, these are extra long two-door coupes. One is a hardtop and the other is a convertible, and together they're meant to show off the capabilities of Genesis and possibly provide a look at future design directions. For the 11th consecutive year, Toyota had the most patents amongst automakers in the US. The automaker ranked in the top 10 overall with 2,428 patents in 2024. Toyota received patents in a whole host of areas, including cybersecurity, driver assistance, edge computing, electric and fuel cell vehicles, manufacturing, robotics, and bidirectional technology. As most of you know, we launched a membership program yesterday to help support Autoline, and we're off to a good start. We're extremely grateful for everyone that's already signed up for a membership, which costs a few dollars a month. And we really need all of your support to continue our reporting on the global automotive industry. You can sign up on our YouTube homepage. Just look for the tab that says Join. Or better still, you can start an Autoline membership with Patreon. That link is now in the description box of today's show, and we've also provided a link in the transcript on our website. Anyway, that brings us to the end of today's show. Thanks for your interest in our reporting on the global automotive industry, and I hope to see you later today for Autoline After Hours.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering boost your game. Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility. And by
developing today's vehicles, issues can happen in an instant. What good is knowing your problems without the data to solve them? Meet Wireless Neovi Cloud, your secure off-the-shelf solution, empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless Neovi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless Neovi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Making a life full of memories, one road trip at a time. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Weatherpeak tires with a 70,000-mile limited warranty.